Most people will spend their whole life waiting for approval from people who don't even approve themselves. And that's Alex Ramosi. This is not going to be one of those fluffy motivational episodes. This one is for the people who have been sitting on a dream because they're scared of what people will say. The one who hasn't launched, started, posted, pivoted, not because they can't, but because they're worried about the judgment from people who don't even matter in the long run. And I'm not just talking about strangers. I'm talking about so-called friends, coworkers, and even family members. The ones who say shit like, you're cringe, or be realistic, or roll their eyes when you talk about your vision. Let's get something straight. If you let someone who gave up on their own dream talk shit to you, then you've already lost. So this episode, this is what it's all about. It's about cutting the noise. It's about getting honest, and it's about choosing your future over comfort of people who secretly want you stuck. So welcome back to the NextDay Nomad Podcast. I'm your host, Jared Evanishan, and I really want to dive deep into this today because I think it's really important, because I think when people go through battles of interior struggle because they're afraid of taking that leap, taking that swing, there's always a crowd of people that want to shit on your parade. And I think it's really important because we all have that friend, family member, coworker, the one who talks down about your wins but disappears when you're losing. The one who makes everything a joke until the moment you clap back and suddenly you're the bad person. Sometimes it's subtle. I mean, they make little digs about what you post online, the videos, the comments, the message, or they mock you for caring about something that really matters to you deep down. But the minute you start leveling up, that's when the mask drops and their true colors are shown. They get uncomfortable because you're doing better, and it forces them to look at their own life. They have to look in the mirror and realize a few things about themselves. And instead of rising with you, they start throwing stones. It's insecurity, it's projection, and it's a sign that they've expired in life. Expired in your life, not in life. They've expired in your life. They've hit the dead end, and you have the decision to make whether you can move forward with them or not. So when someone finally shows you that they're more committed to their ego than your friendship, that's the moment you realize you're not losing anything by walking away. And for those of you who haven't even started yet, let this be a warning. These people will try to stop you before you even begin. And not only even stop you before you begin, even when you get started, there'll always be this thing of like, who do they think they are? You know, that video is so cringe. Like, why are they doing this? Those aren't real friends. It's easier for someone who's stuck in a rut to bring you down to their level instead of rising to your level. So let's just remember that. Because you tell them your idea and they'll laugh. You'll say you're talking about switching careers and they'll say, oh, that's risky. Not because it is, it's because your ambition threatens their comfort. So like, think about that for a second. Why be stuck in a situation where life is mundane and you have the ability to think bigger, dream bigger? Because let's be real, if you have a big city or a global mentality, you don't need the person who's the big fish in the small pond that does the same thing every weekend. So let's listen up here. These people can judge you for chasing your dreams all you want. They can call you cringe, call you obsessed, call you whatever helps them sleep at night next to their dusty, potential, half-finished ideas. But let's just remember one thing. At least you're the one that's taking the swings. At least you're doing something. At least you have the guts to try. And if it doesn't work out, you have the guts to pick yourself off, dust yourself off, and get back at it and try again. Because you know what most people do? They sit on the sidelines talking shit like they're the experts on effort while putting in none themselves. You know the type. No, bro, I could have started my own thing, but I'm too busy posting inspirational quotes on Instagram because I'm scared to face the music and actually bet on myself for once. Those are the people that, if they're in your corner, maybe find a new corner. Because I'm personally I love being surrounded by people who are influential, different podcasters who are in the, top 1% in the world, maybe the top 0.5% in Canada. I've got I've got recruitment network of people that are around me that elevate me to the level that I want to be at because I inspire to be like those people. So when you have people in your corner that are anchoring you down, maybe it's time to really focus on what the dead weight is. I mean, you look at a snake for an example. A snake sheds its skin. They get rid of the dead skin and move into something new. Why can't you do the same thing? These people want you to stay small. They want you stuck because their growth makes their excuses harder to live with. They're not mad that you have a dream. They're mad that you had the courage to chase it while they keep refreshing their feed, calling it research. Like, think about that for a second. We live in this society where opportunities are endless at our fingertips, and you have every reason to go after whatever it is that you desire in life. Go after the highest quality of life that you dream to have because you deserve it. And be the person that encourages everybody to do the same. Even your haters. Encourage your haters to live their best quality of life. Because it's the one thing, the gift that you can give other people is to encourage others to live and dream big. Because when people dream big and everybody else is feeding off of great energy and you have a community of people that feed off of your energy and you feed off of theirs, success is undeniable. It just might take you longer to get there depending on your plan. But you're going to learn along the way and keep going. And for those people who are holding back their dream because of the noise around them, understand this. Those critics, they don't pay your bills. They don't live your life. And they sure as hell won't be there when you regret never trying. And here's some advice that I received from one of my coaches. Never take advice from somebody that isn't whipping out their credit card and paying you for your service. Because they don't have the courage to even step outside the box and look themselves in the mirror and realize that 20 years of bad decisions are the reason why they're in the situation they're in. They don't have that, but you do, because you've already done the work. You've already made the decision to try. And if anything, the way I look at things is when you have those people in your corner, you're doing something right because it makes people feel uncomfortable, and it should make people feel uncomfortable. Success makes people feel uncomfortable. Success makes people feel weak because they don't have the courage to do it themselves. So let's talk about real responsibility. Some people keep blaming their job, their partner, the past of where they are in life. They blame game. They blame the government. They blame everything else. It's poison. It's toxic. It keeps people stuck in the same loops for decades. We've seen it. I've seen it. People say, oh, if coach had to put me in the championship game in high school, I could have been in the NFL or the NHL. People don't want to face the music that maybe they just didn't try hard enough. It's like, no, you'd be further ahead if you got honest with yourself, looked yourself in the mirror and did the work. Ownership is the difference maker. It's not sexy, it's not easy, but it's real. And posting quotes on Instagram isn't the answer. It's actually doing the work, writing down your flaws, fixing your flaws, looking yourself in the mirror, positive affirmations, vision boarding, everything. It's going through your traumas in life and realizing why you are the way that you are and fixing the things that suck about you. Because everybody has things that suck about them. I still have things that suck about me and I work on them daily. Doesn't make me a bad person. It makes me a difference maker in my own life because I'm willing to go to the deep end and go to waters where I can no longer tread anymore. But as I get stronger and stronger, the treading gets easier and easier. And that's the difference between a weak person and a strong person. So if these people are using someone like yourself as a scapegoat for their failure, that says more about them than it ever will about you. And if you're afraid to start because your cousin might make fun of you or your buddies will roll their eyes, you're not protecting your ego, you're protecting their insecurities. And it's time that you stepped out of that and focus on what's really real, because in 1 year from now, they're going to be like, oh, how did you do it? And you have the decision to let them into your life and let them into your secret. But at the end of the day, you're going to be so many further steps ahead, because why do we need friends like that? It's no different than Stockholm syndrome, that you just let people beat you up, and you're always there for them, but they're never actually there for you. And I think it's really, really important because you have the ability to go after whatever dream that it is that you want. It's all up here. It's all up in your mind. And you can block out the noise. You can block out the haters however you like. There's something that I find really funny with Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey said it best. He had a teacher who never thought that he would ever get to the point where he was on TV, that he wasn't good enough to be on TV. He didn't have the face to be on TV. Steve Harvey is one of the most recognizable faces in the world in entertainment. And what Steve Harvey does now is every year he sends that teacher a TV for Christmas. I don't know if it's Christmas or birthday or whatever. Do you know how badass that is? That you actually get to face the hater, and maybe not throw, maybe it's wrong to throw shade and throw it in their face. But he has every right to do that because someone shit on his parade or tried to shit on his parade before he even got started. And if he had to listen to them, who knows what Steve Harvey would be today? Who knows? He came up in an era that was completely different than today. But Steve Harvey persevered, fought through it, used it as momentum and motivation. So when I think of people who have, talked shit about me, even when I was becoming an actor or, whatever, anything that I wanted to do in my life, one of the best pieces of advice that I got from a really good friend of mine back home was, at least they're talking. It makes them uncomfortable, and it should. And I think that's so powerful. If you can actually really believe that you're doing something for your highest quality of life, that it makes other people feel uncomfortable, it really should make them feel uncomfortable. Because you're not in it for them, you're in it for you. And if your message makes people feel uncomfortable, maybe they can look themselves in the mirror long enough and realize, hey, I have the ability to change what I'm doing. If Jared can do it, or if Joe can do it, or if Bill can do it, then so can I. Because at the end of the day, we're all just ordinary people. There's absolutely nothing special about me versus, Tony Robbins when he was starting. Or, you look at the athlete, there's nothing difference between, the next world famous runner versus Usain Bolt. The difference is it's their mindset. They're still ordinary people, but they've got the power up here to believe in themselves. And that's where it starts. So when somebody is telling you or talking you out of your goals and your plans and your visions, look the other way. One of my clients, he's from Denmark. He got made fun of all the time because he wanted to live his best quality of life in Bali as an entrepreneur. Well, now he's doing that, and now people are messaging him and asking him how he's doing it. It's because he was strong enough to fight through the things and his insecurities to get him to the point where he was successful. And I couldn't be more proud of that guy. He's living his best life. He's in shape. He's eating healthy. He's gotten rid of his Netflix addiction. He's gotten rid of all of his bad influences in his life, and he's focusing on the things that matter. Has he completely made it to his standards? Probably not. But that's the best part, is you can always level up. And ignore the noise. Let your haters fuel you to the next level. Because if someone in your life is consistently doubting you, it's going to drain you. It disrespects your growth, and it makes you question your vision. So time to snip, baby. Get rid of them. You're not responsible for shrinking yourself to weak people who feel safe, who want to feel safe. You don't owe comfort to people who resent your ambition. Those people might hate you because you remind them of what they could have been if they had have tried. They reflect their wasted time. You triggered their regret. But that's on them. That's not on you. You're not there to hold their hand through life. Maybe you use their mistakes as your motivation. There's nothing wrong with that. But I hear time and time again when I hear people saying that it's hard because, my family doesn't approve. The answer is with you. You just have to make the decision. If it triggers their regret, that's really not on you. That's their inner war that they have to fight through themselves. Let them win or lose it alone. All you need to worry about is keep building. Keep creating and stay focused, because I promise you, the people who used to mock you will watch you later and say, oh man, I used to know that guy. Used to is the key word. That's the key word. And that's fine. Let them know you as the person who you left behind. You left that lifestyle behind. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, that was a pretty bit of a rant today, but it needed to be said, because at some point when we have dreams and ambitions that are greater than the ordinary person can't even fathom. Check your inner circle. Audit your friendships. And choose where you're putting your energy. I'm guilty of that sometimes. Putting energy in the wrong places. But I focus on the things that actually matter, because it makes me focus on the things that I know of what I'm meant to do in my career and life, my message, my audience, the people that support me. The people that are clicking on this video are the people that I want to inspire. You've already made the decision to listen. So that's the best part, is that we have the decisions to do those things. We can audit everything in our life. Nothing has to be forever. So don't be afraid to delete contacts or limit communication with people who critique you on things that they don't have the power or the reasons to critique you on things and shit talk your dreams or your passions. And most of all, don't let a weak person project their fear onto your dream. Your vision doesn't need their approval. It needs your action. Because if you're waiting for permission from family, friends, coworkers to go chase what you want, you'll wait forever. And I know people don't necessarily like the Paul brothers. I recently just finished binge watching the Paul American HBO Max reality show. Those guys are the epitome of using their hate as fuel. And if you actually look at what they've created from the haters that they've had their whole life, and we're talking going back to teenagers, and then they're now entering their 30s. They've created something so big because they blocked all the bullshit out. Those guys are so successful because of what they were able to do in their mind and block everything out. It's very unique. It's a unique skill set. And once you develop it, the sky's the limit. Am I there yet? No, I'm not. But I'm striving for that. I'm striving for greatness, to be able to give myself my highest quality of life. I look back on myself in the last 18 months, and I've traveled something like 18 countries with my wife, by my side every step of the way. Before we have kids, that is what life is all about. It's doing the things that make you fucking passionate, make you fucking happy. It's not about pleasing someone else because they're too afraid to step out of the same thing that they've been doing for 10 years. Let people do those talks. Let people talk. You do the action. Because at the end of the day, it's all about action. It's all about what you can deliver for yourself. If you keep moving, keep building, keep swinging, and guess what? Eventually, you're going to fucking win. And you're not just going to look back, you're going to smile because you cut off the weight and now you're free. I really hope that this podcast episode resonates with you guys today because I'm so passionate about this stuff and leaving dead weight behind. I'm so passionate about always looking 2 steps ahead instead of looking in the past. That's what life is all about. That's what growth is all about. During my travels, I've met some of the best people, some of the most influential people that today I call them great friends because of what they've left on me, the advice they've given me, the mark they've left on me. It's amazing when you can have conversations with people who have the same vision. It's amazing what two dangerous minds get together and what they can create. That's power. That's creativity. That's not being stuck. That's going for it. So if this resonated with you, or if you feel like that somebody else should listen to this podcast, please like, subscribe, send to people, take a picture of yourself listening to it, because I want to motivate the fuck out of everybody. I want to motivate people to take that step forward, go right to the edge of the cliff and look down and just fucking jump, because I can guarantee you, you're going to fly. I hope that's cringeworthy enough for you guys today. But anyways, thanks so much, you guys. I appreciate this journey that we've been on together. Till next time, be brave, be bold. We'll see you on the road. Cheers.